Hello and welcome back to my channel, GWUK UK. Today's video is about prepping for autumn and the things that I do to get ready for it. One of the first jobs that I get done each year is making sure the lawn has had its final mow. As you can see in this video, the garden has gotten itself rather out of hand. My sister's mowing the lawn here because it has just gone away from me this year and I just couldn't manage it, and she kindly volunteered to come over and get it done for me. So while she did that, I got some weeding done, but there's still a lot more to do, but I think for this year it's just going to have to do. It's not necessarily prepping related, but it's getting the house ready and the garden ready if you've got one, and it's just one of those autumn jobs that need doing every year. Another thing I do each year is to apply a waterproofing spray to our jackets, as well as things like bags and our hats, and I think you can even use it on shoes, but I haven't needed to. I'll link the one that I use in the description. It's not sponsored or anything, it's just one that I use every year and have done for years, and it works really well for us. It came in particularly handy 2 weeks later after I did this, because we got caught out in Storm Amy when we went away to Kidderminster, and yeah, you see it doesn't look like it's raining particularly hard in this video, but it certainly was at times, and yeah, we stayed nice and dry, so definitely thanks to that spray. Another thing to make sure to do is to check your boiler and your thermostat and radiators before it gets cold, because you want to make sure everything works before obviously you get a cold snap. We're with British Gas, so we pay for their home care service, which is I think £29 a month, which is quite a lot, but they will come out every year to service the boiler for free, and to make sure everything works like that. And of course if something goes wrong we can call them out any time, but obviously not everyone can do that, so I suggest that make sure, like you say, you've got a thermostat. We've got a hive here. Make sure the batteries are fresh in there and that it's working, the receiver's working to your boiler. Put the heating on for a little while and go around and check all of your radiators. Check to make sure they've come on and that they're not leaking or anything, because you want to get any problems fixed now before you end up with a cold snap and you're going to end up having to call a plumber out, short notice, and yeah, that's going to get expensive pretty quick, so sort it now while you have the chance. One of the most important things I do each year is stock up on cold and flu meds before cold and flu season ideally hits, because paracetamol and ibuprofen and everything, they will fly off the shelves, so I make sure to stock up before the season begins. So here you can see we've got quite a stock of both ibuprofen and paracetamol, and also cold and flu meds there. So these are some of the things that I get each year that I stock up on. One of them is the Echinacea tablets, the chewable. I don't really see if that'll focus on there. They're just chewable Echinacea tablets. They're just tiny little things like that. Yeah. I'm not good with taking pills, so the chewable ones are actually quite good, and I take them whenever I feel like I've got like a cold brewing, or I just feel a bit run down. It may well be just a placebo effect, but I do find it helps. It just helps. I've also got some multivitamins, which I've opted for this year over a separate vitamin D and a C, purely just to limit the amount of tablets sort of taken. So just want a multivitamin just to help keep things topped up, to help keep the immunity boosted there. I've gone for the chesty cough medicine because whenever I get sick, which I am recovering from something now, it always goes to a chesty cough. Everything it's COVID. Cough medicine, it doesn't work all that well, but it kind of helps calm the throat down. That kind of makes you cough as well. So yeah, it's something to have in the cupboard for if and when you get sick. one of the new things I've got this year is some of this stuff, the throat spray. I normally use an Echinacea one, which is the same brand as the tablets, but it's super expensive this year. It's like over 11 quid, and although it's good, I thought just get something cheaper this year, so I've gone for this sort of thing here, and I ended up using it because 2 weeks ago I got sick and cold throat, horrible throat. Yes, it works. It does numb the throat and the tongue and everything else if you happen to get it, but it's disgusting. I'm sorry, whoever brand you are, ultra Chloraseptic, but you are disgusting. No, sorry, not getting you again. I would much rather pay through the nose for the Echinacea spray. So yeah, definitely getting that next time. But I thought I'd try it. But yeah, but of course, the best thing to do is try and avoid getting sick altogether. So I've topped up on masks. I've got a couple of hand sanitizers that I've got in my bag, so I can take them everywhere, the wipes and everything. But all the best preps in the world didn't stop me getting sick. I went away a few weeks ago. We went on a weekend away on a train, some train thing that my husband wanted to go to, and it was 3 days spent on packed trains full of people coughing and sneezing, and well, I got sick. So yeah, it's maybe if I worn the mask it would have been better for me, but I didn't, so yeah, so that's my bad there, and it's been lingering since. Yeah, so this is what I do each year, the stock up, just to be prepared basically, because it is inevitable. You're not going to stop yourself from getting sick. You are going to get sick at some point. It's just being ready for when you are, because once it all does the rounds, the supermarket shelves are going to be empty. You're not going to be able to buy any of this stuff. So that's what I do. Another thing to make sure to do is charge up any battery lights or USB lights and power banks and everything like that. Autumn and winter is when the UK gets our storms, and if we're going to get power cuts or anything like that, that'll be when we'll get them. So yeah, charge up any lights you have and any power banks, or if you have any generators, like a Jackery or something. I would absolutely love to get one, a Jackery, purely to, only like the bog standard one, to just keep all of our devices like phones and tablets and things like charging up our watches and toothbrushes, all the little things that need charging. So if you have a stint of no power, during a storm or something, you're still good. Unfortunately, running things like an actual generator is not really possible here. I don't want something massive and loud in the garden just to power the fridge. So yeah, maybe that's not the ideal thing to think of when being a prepper, but for me personally, that's just not something I want us to get, purely because of how loud and everything is. And so something like a Jackery would be quite good. We've got this power bank, the Easylonger, which is enough to run my husband's CPAP machine, which is why he purchased this. But it's also good for doing phones and everything like that. So whatever you've got in that department, make sure everything is charged and ready to go, because you can have a power cut at any time. You're not going to know when it's happening. And if you know you've got a storm coming, just top everything up just beforehand, so you're as ready as possible. One of the most important things that I do each year is to get my tortoise's box ready for hibernation. He has a new box now, and here's me dismantling the old one. It's decades old, this old one, and it's completely rotted through, which is why he's had to go into a new box. And I thought this year it's finally time to dismantle it, which is here you can see what I'm doing, is pulling the tarpaulin off. I know there are things living in there, so that's why I'm being kind of hesitant here. I don't like spiders. I don't mind normal kind of creepy crawlies and bugs, but spiders, no. And I know they live in here, so that's why I'm cautiously pulling apart this tarpaulin, and you'll see me open up the box in a moment, and yeah, I know there are things living in there. spider webs. That's absolutely nasty. There is a big spider that runs off screen there that you might not have seen, and there is another one on the lid that I will show a warning for before I show it. But yeah, you can see the state of it, this box, and the poor tortoise, he just needed something new, which say he got last year. So yeah. Taking apart this one was kind of fun. I made it look more difficult than it did because my back was going, but it's extremely light, and it literally fell apart moving it. So the worst thing about it was the spiders. So that's why I kind of made it look worse than it did. But so here's his new box in its new location now, and you can see my kitten Oreo there sitting on top and investigating, kind of looking like he doesn't know he's alive yet. But yeah, you can see my tortoise in there. He's wedged himself right in the very back there. And he hasn't since come back out. He normally hibernates late October, and this was just like the first week of October, and once I put him in his bed there, he just hasn't come back out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's gone into hibernation already, which is extremely early for him. He normally goes into hibernation like the last week of October, sometimes early November, depending on how mild things are, but on average it's late October. And yeah, he appears to have already gone in there already. So, and that's during the time we've had high pressure over the UK. So it's been fairly stable. The weather's been stable and fairly mild still, up in the late teens, and it's in the south here anyway. Yeah, not weather at all that he goes into hibernation or just goes into his box for a while. If you get periods of heavy rain and wind and everything, he'll just tuck himself away and go to sleep and come back out once the weather's better again. But yeah, he has not done that today, this year. So yeah, looks like he's gone into hibernation early, which suggests that maybe we're going to have a bad winter. Who knows? I mean, we're certainly not having a cold snap yet, but he seems to know. So we let him do his thing. So that's everything that I do each year to prepare for autumn. So I make sure I get the gardens done and getting the last mow done, getting everything away, try and tidy the garden a bit, especially for any winter storm that we might get, any windstorm. I make sure to get my tortoise away, his bed ready for hibernation, and so once he goes in it's all there for him, and I just shut him in once I'm sure he's not going to come back out again. I make sure to charge up power cut supplies, like the lights and the power banks, check the radiators and the boilers, as if I have more than one, and check the boiler, make sure your radiators are working, because you don't want any of this you don't want to discover there's something wrong once it gets cold. Always do it before then, so you've got plenty of time to fix it, because yeah, you don't want to wait until it's too late. So yeah, I think that's pretty. Oh, and waterproofing the coats and everything. So yeah, I think that's pretty much everything that I do each year. Let me know in the comments about what it is that you do each autumn to prepare. And thank you for watching. Bye.